My name's Scott. We're here to talk about fat, specifically my fat. I have lots of it, so I have lots to talk about. I have 120 pounds of fat, and this is what 5 pounds of fat looks like. I have an entire person of fat. So, this is my first video. Please subscribe, like. I have no subscribers, no likes. This is my first video, so help me get something besides zero. But yet again, referring back to this 5 pounds of fat. So if you're trying to lose weight and you lose 2 pounds in a week, 2 pounds is still like a softball size of fat. So it goes a long way. So I'm gonna put my fat over here and we'll get started. So, a few things I want to talk about are first of all, there's a Simpsons episode where it's called King Size Homer, and he goes on this mission to get super fat because he finds out if he weighs 300 pounds, he'll be considered disabled. So, he goes off and gains all this weight, finally gets to 315, which is basically what I weigh. So, fat King Size Homer is essentially what I am right now. So, that is where I'm starting. I'm about 311 at the beginning. I'm actually on my second week right now, and I've already had some progress. But a week ago, 311, and we're making some progress. So, where did this all start? I had some meetings with my doctor. I had one every month, and I told him if I don't make some meaningful progress every single month, I will give in and I'll start Zepbound. And here we are. I'm on my second week. So I didn't make enough progress. I lost about 3 pounds, 2 pounds, and then one and zero. It's like, fine, the heck with it. I'll take these shots. I have not wanted to take shots because I'm afraid of needles because I'm a wimp, but that's okay. I'm going to have my brother continue giving me my shots. So I get to visit him and he gets to enjoy torturing me with the needle. So my goal is to get to 15% body fat and maintain it. I want to get there in about 6 to 7 months. I want to maintain as much muscle as possible. I want to track a bunch of data because I'm a nerd. So I'm going to look at body fat percent, pounds of muscle, pounds of fat, my resting metabolism. So the little Apple Watch helps to keep track of that. So I'm around 3,000, 3,100 a day, just sitting around doing nothing. On top of that, burn about 800 calories of active calories on top of it. So I can burn around 4,000 calories in a regular day, which is really surprising that I can't lose weight because that is a lot of burn. So, Zepbound, I'm taking the 2.5 to start. I'm going to stay on it as long as possible. I want to make it so my total dose at the end of this is not super high because I think that'll help me taper off of it. But we shall see. So, some things I want to do to maintain my lean mass, I'm going to take a ton of supplements. I'm going to take creatine. I'm going to try to get my grams of protein upward of 150 grams a day. I don't want to go down to 600 calories a day like some people do. I think it would be great to see the scale going down, but I think that's going to be catabolic to muscle mass. So I'm going to do it slow and steady-ish, around 2,000 calories a day, which still, as I said, I burn about 4,000 a day. That's still pretty rapid. And also sleep. I want to get more sleep. I have two kids. I basically am tending to them until they go to bed, and then I have to have revenge time. And it's already about midnight right now. So this seems to be the only time I can do things. I need to get better. I need to get sleep of about 7, 8 hours a night instead of 5 or 6. So some other things that I want to keep track of course, my body fat. I am going to go to the gym. They got this little thing I stand on and hold on to it, and it'll tell you your body fat. It's fairly accurate, but I also am going to do a DEXA scan. So I'll do the one at the gym every week. I'll do the DEXA scan once a month. DEXA scans are not terribly expensive. I thought it would be a lot more than it was. I paid $95 for the first one, and everyone after this, I'm going to get a 3 pack. It's 225 for three, so it goes down a little bit when you get a combo pack. But what does it look like? So I'm going to put the picture of the DEXA scan. There's two pictures I'm going to share. So the first one is going on right now. And this is bone density on the lower right. It's 1.9 for Z-score. That means I am about 2 standard deviations better than the average for my age, which means I'm around the 95th percentile. So that's good. So there was some good news in the DEXA scan, but it's not all good news. The next view is the huge amount of fat all over my body, referring back to this thing. I have 120 pounds of fat, which means I have a whole bunch of these, 120 divided by 5. So I don't want to lose that much. I want to lose about 70 pounds. So 70 pounds divided by five. That means I got 14 of those to lose, which is basically a person. How much fat do I have? It was 38.9%. I thought that was going to be around the 60th, 70th percentile because I see a lot of people I think are bigger than me out there. But no, 99th percentile, which means out of 100 people, there might be one person out there who has a higher body fat percent than me. So that's really, really low-hanging fruit, low-hanging fat. Basically, every single time I go in for a new DEXA scan, I should see step changes on that percentile instead of something slow and gradual. So there are some, I guess, some benefits to this. It'll be rewarding as far as watching the graph move. Um, on the lower right is lean body mass. So I'm around the 84th, 85th percentile based on what population you look at, but that's really good too. So I have decent muscle, I have decent bones, I have a whole bunch of fat though on top of it. So I'm going to try to maintain the other two while just trying to chop at the fat as best I can. I know it's not realistic to think that I'll only lose fat, but that's what I'm going to try to do as much as reasonably achievable. So some other things I will share measurements of and how that progresses over time. Oh, and side note, I'm going to make lots of visualizations. So this is the current measurements. The last time I did my waist measurement, it was 44 inches. That was, I don't know, probably 10 years ago, and that was really bad. It was certainly not over 50 though that I was expecting, but that's what I got, 51-inch waist when I started. So I'm hoping to get under 38 inches, so my pant length can be 34, 38, 34 is a common size. So I have a whole bunch of tubs of laundry that will fit me. I have, they're big crates. I've got the size that I'll need to be to fit into each of them. So they go 260, I'll fit into this, 250, I'll fit into this. I've got tons of them. Lots of 38, 34 pants in there, some 36, 34. But I look forward to fitting into my out of style clothing once again. But another visualization I think will be kind of cool with this is to see over time what body parts lose weight as a percentage of all the weight lost or the size lost over time. So do a lot of people say the stomach loses first. I think that I'll lose a good bit from there proportionally uh, early on, but I could be wrong. But I'll know for sure because I'm going to take all these measurements and I'll actually graph it. So that'll be some fun stuff. I'm planning to make videos of progress over time as often as I can. As I mentioned, I like making graphs, so I will probably make quite a few of them. Uh, I did not get this funded through insurance. I have decent insurance, at least I thought, but they won't cover something to reduce fat, even though I'm fatter than Homer and basically the size of Fat Homer. They said that I did not qualify for a fat loss drug. Interesting. But it was around $600-700 at Costco. And if you get it direct through Eli Lilly, it was 350, but that's actually dropped down to 300. I actually just ordered the second batch and it was 299 something or other, and there's no tax, so that's kind of nice. They do charge you for the needles though, so that was like $5. So it's pretty expensive though. Once I go up eventually to the 5 and 7.5, whatever I end up going up to, the price goes up to 450 a month. So it gets pricier once you move on beyond the 2.5 dose. I'm going to take a ton of supplements too. So I'm not really in the groove of taking supplements regularly, but that's going to change. And I am on my second week, so I've done it so far, 6 months to go. In the morning, I'm going to take a multivitamin, fish oil, D, turmeric, however it's pronounced. In the middle of the day, I'll take creatine and a protein shake. Um, I'm having a lot of trouble getting to the 150 grams of protein. So typically, I'm going to have to take a protein shake, and I've got tons of these. Who makes these things? I can't see it from here. They actually taste pretty good. Core Power, strawberry of all things. It's pretty good. 26 grams for each one. I think 170 calories. Um, which brings up, I'm also going to track my calories every day. So I want to be around 1,800 to 2,000 every single day, but have one day a week where I'm around 3,000 calories because I want to try to get closer to that resting metabolism number at least once a week. Um, and also the protein I mentioned. So, creatine, another thing. I haven't used creatine since college, and I typically would gain 7, 8 pounds of it, or of water in the first week and a half when I would load it. So I was expecting to kind of stay flat on my weight over the first week because there's a competing thing here where Zepbound is helping you try to lose weight. I'm calorie restricted, but I'm also taking creatine, which makes me gain a lot of weight. I lost 5 pounds or so the first week. So apparently Zepbound beat creatine, but I haven't taken the creatine. Um, on the back row of the picture, I'm going to take glucosamine chondroitin, which is a huge pill, and I've kind of choked on it a few times already, so that's great. Hopefully, I live to see the end of this and don't choke on pills. Uh, the C1 and apple cider vinegar. Apple cider vinegar is usually disgusting, but the gummy is actually not awful. Unfortunately, it comes with some sugar, so it's like 20 calories for the serving. And of course, I'm recording all the calories, so it's uh it's unfortunate to take a decent amount of your calories just from the supplements you're taking, but that is part of the plan. As far as having accountability, I'm going to be taking a whole bunch of data down. So every single day, I'm going to do my weight, I mentioned the calories, the protein. Weekly, I'm going to do the measurements that you saw earlier. I'm going to be doing some lifting sub maxes as I go, just to make sure I'm not losing that lean mass. So that's the big thing. Lose weight, but try to make it as much fat as possible. So how am I going to actually lift during this? I I I'm trying to do a lot of lifting, but only for a short period of time. So I'm going to lift 6 days a week, and 2 days upper, 2 days lower, 2 days midsection, and none of them are going to be over 30 minutes long. The midsection stuff is only going to be probably 10 minutes, and I would say that you wouldn't want to say it's a 6 day work week. It's more like a 4.5 day workout schedule. Um, the visualizations, I'm probably going to make more than what I'm showing here, but at the very least, I want to see the body weight, of course, go down. I'm going to have a target of where I want it to go down, from starting at 311. And I want to be able to make sure it doesn't go too quickly, because if it goes too quickly, that's when it's going to be a lot of muscle as well. And I'll be able to validate that over time relatively easily, because I'm going to be taking the body fat weekly and also the DEXA scan body fat monthly. On the right-hand side, this is what it'll look like for, what does bad look like? So the top one on DEXA is at 190, and it goes straight across for the target. So I want to stay 190 pounds of muscle over the course of this whole thing. Of course, the one below it, the actuals in blue, kind of show how it goes below the flat line, which means I lost a lot of muscle in this case. These are obviously fake because this is not December of 2026, but that's what bad looks like. I want it to hug that line as best it can and hug the target line that is. The one below that is fat calories. I mentioned I have 120. I want to bring my fat back here. 120 pounds of fat. Um, and I want to get that down to about 50. So I want to lose around 70 pounds of fat. So I want to get 50 pounds of fat and about 190 still of lean, which means 190 plus 50. My target is about 240 pounds. Um, I do want to get to 15% fat, and to be 15% fat and 240, it means actually I have to gain some muscle mass as well. So it might work out over time where I lose fat and have to get all the way down to maybe 220, and then I have to build up the muscle after the fact. But we'll find out in about 5 or 6 months. VO2 max is a longevity metric that I am really crappy on. If it's around 30 right now, which basically means I'm going to die if I don't get it higher. So I would like to see that north of 40 as soon as possible. So those are some of the things I'm going to be doing to try to use Zepbound to lose a lot of weight, but lose a lot of weight the right way, and to primarily lose this. These are from Amazon, if anybody has a desire to have a fat blob in their house. Um, Primarily fat and not muscle. And I will be able to see if that's happens for me at least. Um, Once again, I appreciate you being here. I am not a doctor, so talk to your doctor and see if he thinks I'm crazy with some of the things I'm doing. Maybe he will, maybe he won't. Whatever the case, I would love to share the lessons I learn. If you have any comments for me, and if you've gone down this path and you know for a fact something I'm doing is a crazy idea, let me know. I appreciate any advice, commentary that you have to give, whether it's positive or negative. So there we are. This is video one. I appreciate it again. Please like and subscribe, and I will talk to you with an update soon. Thank you.